Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to take a look at calculating the Laplace transform. Okay, so I'm going to assume nothing. I'm going to start right at the beginning, start with the simplest functions I can and just keep building and building. Let's start with little f of t equal to 1. So let's see what happens when we try to calculate the Laplace transform. Okay, so using the definition, the Laplace transform is defined as the integral from 0 to infinity of e to the minus st times f of t. Well, f of t in our case is just 1, integrated over t. So the infinity on the integral sign here, well, this is just equivalent to taking some limit, and I'm going to use the letter big X. So let's think about big X going to infinity, and then we integrate up to big X, and we're taking the integral of s, so e to the minus st over t. Okay, so now we have some integration to do. We're integrating some exponential function. This is a standard integral, so let's recall the result. If we're integrating some linear function inside the exponential function, e(ax plus b), we know this is 1 over a e ax plus b. Of course, we can add our constant of integration. A and b just numbers. Everything else to the x is just varying. So in our case, if we take a look at this function we have here, well, x and t interchangeable, and the a, well, this is a little bit like our minus s. Okay, so let's do it. We're integrating from 0 to infinity, and then we're going to take the limit as x goes off to infinity, and this is the same as the limit as x goes off to infinity of e to the minus st divided by minus s, evaluated between 0 and x. Okay, so let's put the limits in. The limits of integration here and here. We're going to put big X in first, and of course these numbers correspond to t. So I'll put a little t there to remind me. So let's put the top one in, big X, and we'll deal with the limit afterwards. So we have e minus s big X over minus s. If we put 0 in, we get e to the power 0, which is just 1 over minus s. Of course, we're going to take these away. Okay, now take the limit as x goes off to infinity. So we have e to the minus sx. So what happens when big X gets very large? We end up with a very large negative number, and this is going to get closer and closer to 0. That's the way the exponential function appears if we were to sketch it. So actually, this first term here will go to 0, leaving us with minus, which goes to a plus 1 over s. And there you go. This is our first example of calculating the Laplace transform. We have shown that big F of s, the Laplace transform, is equal to 1 divided by s.